Traveling. City of Markarth, sure as a beauty. Where do you want to go? Climb and back and we'll be off. Oh, steady.
A few moments later.
Yes? My goodness, you have been busy, haven't you? So those Guardians ended up being hired mercenaries. Who were they working for? Curious. Well, I'm glad you pulled through intact, my friend. And the result of your venture is really quite an amazing find. The Amulet of Kings. But wait, that's not all you found, is it? That shield. Is it? Yes. The reliefs, the materials, that style. That shield was crafted by the same artisans who carved the fabled Raymond's Wall, which makes this the shield of Raymond Cyrodiil. But that's not all. It seems that the shield and the fragments are resonating with one another in some way, as if they are attuned to one another. I think I may have some more insight into this, but I want to be certain. Can you come back in a few days? That would give me enough time to check a few things before delving into a lengthy tale.
Meanwhile,
Knowledge of all peoples of Tamriel, which we are slated to protect. Those of you who come here this evening are central to the support of this noble venture. Thousands of hours of research and planning, not to mention the literal blood, sweat, and tears of our chief relic hunter, go into what you see here in this gallery.
several days later.
Has to be done about the Gardener Kings. Don't you hardly ever vacant
Ah, good. Well, where to begin? I know that I tend to expound upon things, but I'll try and be to the point for brevity's sake. If you'd like to know more about anything, just ask. Otherwise, I'll assume you know what I'm talking about. Now, I've done a good deal of research to confirm some theories, and from what I can tell, the amulet pieces and the shield both react with one another, because their connection to the covenant of Akatosh made with Alessia. The Covenant of Akatosh was a pact made by Alessia, which deemed that for so long as Alessia's line ruled, Akatosh would protect them from the perils of oblivion and bless her bloodline's rule over Cyrodiil. It is interesting because in many ways, Akatosh only came to be because of her actions. Well, the Middle Dawn was a period during the First Era that lasted 1,008 years, which was brought about by the Marukati Selective, a group within the Alessian Order that used the Staff of Eight to dance upon the tower and reshape the nature of Akatosh. By their dancing ritual, they were able to purge the elven aspects of Ariel from Akatosh and instead bind the time element of Akka to the Colovian Shazar, which was a sort of heartland version of Shor, the god of mortals. By doing so, they established Akatosh as the god of time across all time, past, present, and future, as if he had always been there, essentially breaking the concept of linear time briefly, but that resolved itself on its own. They did this in order to appeal to their Nordic allies, who would have never accepted a central deity tied so closely to the elven Ariel. Queen Alessia's soul was bound to the Amulet of Kings in the Covenant and was captured within the gem upon her death. Her soul must still be bound to the gem, even in a shattered state. The relics react to you because of your soul being directly bound to Akatosh as kin of the Dove, your own dragon soul. I believe that if we were to bring together enough relics that tie to the Covenant, we may be able to appeal to Akatosh to actually reform the amulet. Well, aside from restoring one of the most historically significant artifacts in Tamriel's history to its proper glory, the gem in the amulet served another purpose, which was to help reinforce the very nature of creation by powering the White Gold Tower. I would be very curious to know if restoring the stone would have any effect on the larger scheme of things. Now, as to the other figures involved, there is Raymond Cyrodiil, who had a rather mythological origin. The story states that his father, King Hrol, begot him in a union with the spirit of Saint Alessia upon the site of Sancre, the Golden Hill. The spirit was the land itself, and Hrol placed the Chim El Abadal into the dirt, where his son was planted, and then he died. Raymond was then born from the soil and bore the gem upon his forehead. Yes, that's right. There are a number of theories. Some believe that after judgment was passed on Lorkhan and Ariel fired his heart across Tamriel from the top of the adamantine tower, a single drop of his blood fell into an Aelid well and the crystal formed there. Some believe that Akatosh filled the gem with his own blood when he bestowed the gem upon Alessia as proof of the covenant. Others believe that the Chim El Abadal was created entirely by Akatosh by his own blood, and Lorkhan had no part of it. Then, of course, we have Tiberius Septim, who was a dragonborn in the same way that you are, and who also carried the blood of the Alessian line. His connection to this is irrefutable, and would almost certainly resonate with the other relics in the same way. Precisely. During the Oblivion Crisis, Martin Septim gathered the blood from the armor of Tiberius Septim in a ritual to send the champion of Cyrodiil to Manca Cambrin's realm of Oblivion. After Martin's sacrifice, the armor was returned to Sancre and placed back in Tiberius Septim's tomb. We need a part of that armor in order to prove my theory and proceed forward with reforming the amulet. Obviously, with the borders closed and a battle raging on the Pale Pass, you would never be able to sneak into Cyrodiil. I found some interesting clues in a variety of the relics I've gathered here within the museum, and my other references. The ancient Falmer utilized a form of transportation magic, and I had a theory that their cousins, the Aelids, may well have had a similar power. So I looked into it, and I've managed to uncover an Aeliad waystone, which seems to confirm my theory. I believe it may well send you to Sancre. The way the stones apparently worked was that they would be worn, and that the person would be drawn to an Aeliad site near their blood-bound kin. It was a way for royalty to quickly summon their elite guard to them who were bound in blood. I believe that your dragon blood will draw you to Septim's grave, Sancre. Simply wear the amulet and you will be transported there. Hopefully. To return, simply remove it. Yes, hopefully that will be the sum of it, but of course, do be on guard. There is no telling what may be lurking there. Be well, and return safely.
Like that painting in the hallway.
What?